Hi everyone, it's Patty from PS Papercrafts. Thanks so much for joining me today. We are going to make a patchwork border card today. It's not really a fun fold, it's just creating this border, and this one I use designer series paper, and the one we'll make today I'm going to stamp. I got this idea from Connie Stewart. She is just amazing, all of her great ideas and tips. And I found it on Pinterest and I decided to give it a try, and I think it's really pretty. So this is a birthday card, and I used, let me just show you the products here. This paper is so pretty. This is the Unbounded Beauty paper. This is new with the new catalog that just launched May 1st, and it's just really pretty. And I use this kind of muted colored back, and then this one. So it has really pretty colors, and oops, I just lost some stuff. I use the Flowers of Beauty stamp for this flower, and then the leaves, and die cut it with the coordinating dies. And then I use the Happy Birthday from the Unbounded Love stamp set. So that's how I made this card. I will have all the measurements and a project sheet below the video. There's links to my online store, project sheets, sign up for my email list, those kinds of things. So if you want to get more information, get the project sheet to make this, feel free to just click on that link. So today we're going to stamp our own border. So let me get the, here it is, the card kit. So I am using some of the new ink colors, and this is Petunia Pop, and then this is Pretty in Pink. This is a color that came back. It was there in the past, and we're going to use all the new ink colors. So we're going to use Peach Pie, the Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, Summer Splash, and Shy Shamrock to stamp on this card. And we are going to use the Flowers of Beauty. So we're going to use this, some of these stamps. I'm not doing the fill-in. I'm just going to leave it open. So this will do the frame or the outside. And then if you stamp this on it, you can add color to it. But I'm just going to make it kind of like this. We won't be using these big ones, but all these little pieces, it's nice to use. So let's get started. The first thing we have is this piece of white, and this is 2 inches this way by 6 3/4. So we're going to stamp all over this, and then we're going to cut it into this border. So let me get a piece of scrap paper. I have everything mounted already. Let me just flip this over. I keep my copy paper as my scrap paper. So I'm actually, I still can't find my grid paper from my move, so I might need to order more, but this has been working for me greatly. When you create like a background layer or something where you're adding a lot of different stamped images, you always start with the biggest one because you need to then fill in with the smallest. It's like, I'm trying to remember, who was it? Stephen Covey? You know, put the big rocks in and then add the smaller rocks if you're trying to fill, you know, do the big things first and then add the smaller. So if you know what I'm talking about, this is kind of the same idea. You want to start with the biggest image, because if you start with the small images, you'll never fit the big images in. And it's great to do this to create your own background layer. You can do like a 4 by 5 1/4 and create kind of your own designer series paper. So we're going to go off the layer 2. I always like to do that. And we're just going to stamp this around, kind of put it in different directions a little bit. And then we're going to come in. So this is the Petunia Pop. We're going to come in with the Shy Shamrock. And this is really a pretty green. It's fun. It's just bright. I love the new ink colors. They're really bright and kind of cheerful. So we're going to just come in here. And we're just kind of add them here and there. And you can always fill in more if you want. And then the next size we're going to do is this kind of open daisy or whatever. What color am I going to do that one? I'll do that one in the Pretty in Pink. And we're just going to just kind of fill in. Just keep adding them. And sometimes you're like, oh, I wish I had more room for this. And, but it's okay. So we'll just keep going with it. Okay, and we have 2 more little stamps to fill in. So there's this grouping of 3 flowers, and then there's this little, this is really the inside of this flower, but I think it works. So the 3 flowers we're going to do in the peach pie. And we'll just add this. I think it gives it a nice little pop of color. And just keep going. And again, you can add in more. You can't add in more big ones. That's the only thing. Like once you get those big ones in there, you're probably not going to find room for other ones. So let's do the last one, which is the Summer Splash. And that's really the inside of the flower. But I think it works. It just looks like a little, I don't know, a little blurb of something. And see this, how easy it is? I mean, I stamp my background layers a lot like this, and I think it really is nice. Do we have any other places to add it? I'm just wondering if I can put something. Okay, that looks good. What do you think? So now what we're going to do is put this all aside, and we are going to cut this into our border. So let me get my, we're going to cut it. So this is 2 inches wide. We want to cut it right in half. So we're going to cut it at 1 inch. That seems a little, whoops, it's more than 2 inches. Is it 2 inches? I'm sorry. So this is, I cut it too big. That's all right. I could actually use this on the inside if I wanted to. I didn't mean to do that. I was like, when I cut it at the, when I lined it up for the 1 inch, it seemed like it was not cutting it in half. All right, so there we go. And then you can just put these on top of each other, and we're going to cut this at 4 inches. So that's going to give us the 2 longer pieces and then the 2 like side pieces. So you'll see what I mean. And let me just put this back. And I just wanted to let you know, so I'm making this card. This is from my May calendar. You can get my calendar if you subscribe to my email, and there is a link below. So we are doing this Friday, create a patchwork border. I usually do a fun fold. So each Friday I'm going to do a video with one of these cards. And then last week I did, or yesterday, I did my color combo. So every Thursday I do a color combo. And let me just show you that card. That's what fell. So this is the card. And the color combo I used is Petal Pink, Coastal Cabana, and then Granny Apple Green. And I love that Coastal Cabana. And I used the Layers of Beauty stamp. And then I used the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. So that was my color combo. I don't do all of the cards, but I always do a sketch, some kind of video fun fold or something on Friday, and then the color combo on Thursday. So you can follow along with me. I have those cards, like this is on my blog if you wanted to find out more about that. So let's get, I'm going to leave this here for now. So I have my card base now. So I'm using Petunia Pop, and then this inside layer I will be using Pretty in Pink. On this one I used white and Petunia Pop. And we're just going to lay these out just like this. So it's kind of like the designer series paper. And you can switch them whichever way you want. I kind of wish I had more of the, that I didn't cut off that piece, because I feel like I don't have much of the flower on this one because I cut it off. That was a mistake. Maybe I'll put this one up here. Yeah, I like that better. So we're going to put this in, and then we're going to put a center in place that will stamp a sentiment. And I think I'll make this a Mother's Day card. So I'm just going to get my glue, and it's nice to really kind of line them up so you know where you're putting everything down, to make sure there's kind of equal space, you know, equal border around each piece. Come on. Okay, and again, you could do this with any stamped image, any designer series paper. And I feel like this corner is a little funny here. Oops. Okay, so we're just going to glue this down. You can use whatever adhesive you want, and I'm not going to really press it. I'm just going to like put it in place until I get all the pieces in case I have to just, you know, move it a little bit. Isn't that pretty though? I think it's a great idea. I bet you have people who like to quilt would like this. She called it a patchwork border. So it kind of reminds me of a quilt look. And these pieces will all just fit perfectly. And get this last one down. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to press them down. And then we can put this on our card base. Isn't that pretty? Put this away. And now let's get our piece of cardstock for the sentiment, and that'll fit right here. And we're going to do, I'm picking this Happy Mother's Day from the Stippled Rose. I'm not using the roses, but just the Happy Mother's Day. You can use whatever sentiment you want. And I am going to do it in the Petunia Pop. And I'm going to do it over to the side here a little bit. Stamp it over there so that I have room to put the flower. I'm going to stamp that same flower. So Happy Mother's Day right here. Okay, and I'm going to leave that out because we're going to get a piece of scrap paper, and we're going to stamp this flower in the Poppy or Petunia Pop. Poppy Parade is what I was thinking. So we're going to stamp this here. And then I'm going to do the leaves in Shy Shamrock. And boy, I got a lot of ink on this one. Let me just, I'm a little nervous about getting that ink where I don't want it. Let me just clean it off a little bit. That looks better. Okay, so we're going to do the Shy Shamrock. And I'm just putting this on a piece of scrap. And then we're going to die cut this. So let's put this aside. And I'm going to get my machine out. Let's put this aside. This is my Stampin' Up! It's a die cutting machine. It does embossing and die cutting. So let's get a little piece of white here. Sometimes if you have like a little piece like that, it may do like an impression when you're putting your your dies through. So you want to make sure you don't have that. So let's see. This is the die set that comes with the Flowers of Beauty stamp set. It coordinates, so it has, oh, it's stuck. I've got to get all of this on my magnet. So it has these big flowers. Where's the stamp set? There it is. So it has these big flowers. They won't cut these out. They're just flowers that you can cut out on their own. And then the open one, this one, will cut these out. So you can do the outline, and then you can do different colors. And this will work with that. But these will work with, this is the leaf. And then this is the flower. And then there's some other little pieces that you can die cut. So let's get these out. And we'll just fit it right around, and these hug right around your stamped image. And I just like to hold it down because things shift on me. Let me get another piece for the leaves. I usually, when I have a piece, I'll just leave it on here until it gets where I can't use it anymore, and then I throw it out. And this is just like a Post-it tape. Some people are good at just putting this down and running it through without taping it. But when it's something like this, I like to tape it down. And one trick when you're doing your die cutting is to pull this back a little bit. See this one? And have this hang over the front a little bit. Just a little bit. It helps it to go through easier. Sometimes having that thickness go through all at once, it just makes it a little bit more difficult. So that's just a, you know, a little tip. So you're not lining them up all in a row like this. You're having this up above. So I just found that to be easier. So let's get this, and we'll put this aside. I'm still going through my retired, I have stuff everywhere, my retired products that I won't use to demonstrate anymore because people will want them, and I won't be able to provide them because they're no longer available. So I'm in the middle of doing that. I will probably do a buy one get one sale. I'm thinking maybe in June. So I'll communicate that out, where you buy new product and I give you old product for free of equal amount. So it's kind of a fun thing to do. So this is going to go here. So I'm doing kind of the same thing as I did there. We're going to put this down with dimensionals just to pop it up a little bit off the background. I love our dimensionals. And we'll just take off the backs. Okay, and just line this right up here. That looks good. So this is up high, and I don't want to glue this, like this part will be up high. I want to put a dimensional back here. And then I can put some glue underneath it, but you don't really need to do that. So this will lift it up to be equal to this layer, and you can put a little bit of glue here, but I want to slip this underneath it, so I'm not going to do that. And you know, these dimensionals are strong, so you don't really need to do that. So we're just going to put this right here. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this leaf and just like put it underneath here. Okay, happy Mother's Day. And then on this one, I put these, where are they? These are new. These are the adhesive back pearl trio. And this one is the Petunia Pop. So let me just put that one on. I mean, you could put any color or whatever you want here, but I think that's pretty. And let's do an inside now. I was thinking I could use this little strip I cut on the inside layer, but I'm not sure I want to do that. It's kind of just, yeah, I wish I had these flowers. That was a mistake, starting out with the wrong size. So make sure it's 2 and not 2.5 or whatever I had. So let's stamp. I'm going to do the same thing I did here. Not this. I'm not even going to put a sentiment in. I'm just going to put the flower on it. And we'll do the petunia pop again. And I like to have things going like off the page. I'm wondering if there's another sentiment. This one doesn't really have, it just has outside sentiments. Let's see. You could do celebrate, have a blessed day, you're a blessing. Maybe I'll do have a blessed day. I think I'll do that, and I'll do it in the Shy Shamrock again. Let me get that mounted. I wasn't sure what I was doing, so I didn't mount it. So, have a blessed day. Let me get a longer one. Peace make. I thought that said you make a world a better place, but okay. So sometimes these are, I have to find it. Here it is, down here. I have to put these, I usually take them off and stick them right down here, but I haven't done that yet. I'm still wading through my new products. Have a blessed day. Not sure how I'm going to give this to. I have a few, I have to get them out in the mail Monday. I have a few people to send Mother's Day cards to. So that is the inside, and let's put this down. I think they're both really pretty. I love this paper. I love our new colors. And I think this is such a great little design that Connie came up with or found or whatever. You never know really who designed them, so. And we'll just put this down. Okay, so that is our card. And next week, what are we making next week? Let's see. A diamond fold card. So come on back next Friday and I'll show you how to make one of those. Once I learn, I don't always know, although I've made those before. So I think that one is not new to me. But thanks so much for joining. I hope you have a great week and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.